Okay, coordinate with him. Venu is the name. Venu is the guy for POC. Point of contact. Okay, now is my voice is clear for all, for online? Hello. Okay, thank you so much. One thing that I have observed, like the WhatsApp group, what they have created, like around 500 plus students are there. I told you that like every Saturday I'll give you the time. If you have any doubts, you can just bring your laptop and I can give a solution for that. That is only one way between you and me. Okay, there should be some transparency. Because like some people based on their operating system and based on the system availability, they are unable to install like, in a proper way. That's all like, unique errors, right? If you can just take a photo and show it to me, means how can I fix that? I need to verify like why it is not going to be happen. I mean, why it is happen and how we can solve that, I need to verify only if you can bring your laptop to me. Instead of doing that, if you can take a photo and keep it in WhatsApp group, Srikanth is not responding, our admin is not responding, means nobody will respond. How I can respond? I saw like many messages like that. I really like, yesterday, I never like keep a mute for my WhatsApp, but yesterday I kept that. I continuously people are asking me. The strange thing is like somebody is asking me, Srikanth, how to install TypeScript. I really surprised. TypeScript was done. Okay. TypeScript is already completed, right? It was already done. Programs we have seen and everything we have seen. Now they are asking me how to install the TypeScript. I really surprised about that question. I can't do anything because like here we have a huge crowd. By a single person, it is not possible to organize everything. By a single person. If you really have the doubt, if you really wanted to do a practice, every Saturday, I'll give you like, I'll take 1 hour session. Later, I'll spend with you more 1 hour. If you have any doubts, you can please bring your laptop and then fix it. If you have any doubt. But installation, software installation also, if you can depend on someone, you will never become an IT guy. A simple software installations, Node.js, or it might be npm install. These are like very basic commands, right? If you can get those commands and if it is not working fine, then why you are directly asking me to post the same question in Google? If you can post the same question in Google, are we not getting the answer? Or else Google is having any agreement that only if Srikanth type, then only will give the answer. We don't have that kind of agreements, right? I really surprised about like, ng is not recognized an external or internal command. That is the question. I asked him like, please restart your mission. Sir, tell me the steps. For restarting, what steps I need to tell? Then I tell go to my computer or right click on your computer, click on start, click on, I can't say that, right? I really surprised about asking these type of questions. Because we all wants to become an IT guy, We should know like how to fix the things. If it is programmatic, okay, somebody asking me that like, Shrikant, how the main.ts is related to the index. I really appreciate for that question, because like they started practicing. That is what I told you yesterday. Create some application and do whatever you want. If it works, fine. Otherwise, you can remove that application and create a new one, because it's anyhow it's free, right? That is what I told you. That is what all about the R&D, research and development. That is important for everyone. I really appreciate if you can ask the questions like that. But still people are asking me, Shrikant, how to install Node.js? We have started around 2 weeks back. Now you are asking me how to install Node.js, how to install, let's say, what it is, TypeScript, how to install Angular CLI. Okay, you're getting some error. Ask the same question to Google, right? Without trying like blindly, they type that and it is not even loading. Some guy they posted, it is not even loading. They take a snapshot. What is this? What is this means it is loading. What I supposed to do? I already told you, right, yesterday. It's all depend on your system and internet. It might take half an hour also. I can't do anything, right? Because I'm not a hardware guy where I can delete all your videos or photos which you are maintaining in your C drive and all the software. I can't do that one. And for that again, like, there are pro guys, they're calling to office room, like nobody is responding. Why? Why you depend on someone? If you learn the subject, then that should be fine. For installations and all, you should come. What they are doing, they can't do anything, right? Counselors, what they are doing? I don't know. They are calling to counselors. Nobody is responding. Admin is not responding. Shrikant will never respond. I'm giving 100% guarantee until unless that is a valid question, Shrikant will never respond to you. Because this is not only like, this. I'm not a full-time faculty here. I'm a part-time faculty. I'm a real-time guy. I have my office. I supposed to work for them as well. But I'm doing this only for my passion. It's not for the sake of complete money, not 100%, because I don't want to give you the false thing. I'm working for money, but not for 100%. Because if I change one company to another company, I'm getting something more, rather whatever I'm getting here. I know like how to earn the money from that IT. We have like different ways are there. In COVID situation, it's completely work from home, right? I worked for 3 companies. Just you can think. Again, I'm taking sessions also. Understood. IT, there are a lot of ways to earn the money. I'm doing this only for my passion. Teaching is my passion. That is one of the reasons where I'm taking this session. And somebody like, I really like, counselors call me, sir, like, please respond, sir. What I respond? Who are you? Sir, I'm a counselor. Why you are calling to me? Sir, they are calling, sir. What they are asking? Nobody is responding. Then why you are responding? Cut the call. I told you already, right? If you have any doubts, bring your laptop. I'll spend with you like on Saturdays. Because regular days also, if you can think, we left around 10:35, 10:40. Till that we have the session. If you really have like, the doubts, you can bring your laptop on the day itself. And you're supposed to ask me that like, before we start the session, let's say 10 people are having the doubts, so that I can close it a 15 minutes before and I can check with like, your issues. We need session, we need like document upload and we need everything. Again, you ask me to do the hardware work, software installations. That is not the good thing, guys. Nothing will happen if you can go for complaint also. What they can, I really like, I literally like, there is some word is there, I didn't get exactly. Yesterday, like counselors called me and they told me that, sir, like this is the problem, sir. Like most of the people they are calling to me. Even say some guy like, he posted a message, like I don't know that how he got like, that much patience to type that much lengthy message. Really, like he posted like a big message. I even don't get the patience to read that also. I haven't seen that message also because he posted something and with some emojis. Okay, emojis also, some like, blushing emoji. I don't know that like exactly. I didn't read it even. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. There are few guys. That is what, these are the problem. So if you have any doubts and any concern, so please come here and bring your laptop. Yeah, sorry, Hari. I know that how much pain it is because it's midnight for them. Okay, right. Sorry. Okay, if you have any doubts and any concern, bring your laptop. Those who are having any issues, because every doubt is unique and you're supposed to ask the Google. And once if it is done, then only, if you are not able to solve, then only you can ask me. I'll give the solution for that. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Right. So coming to the subject, yesterday we have started the first application. Right. I'll open with the command prompt. I'll go with code space dot. Right. So I have explained yesterday like how the first application is going to be created by having, let's open the notepad. Right. So to work with the Angular application, what are all the things are required? I have added all those things. We need to have a Node.js installation and NPM installation. TypeScript is required and Visual Studio Code is required. And then following with Angular CLI, and Angular CLI is going to be command line interface that is required. And if you are not having any version, then you can go with this. If you have like, let's say a version which is already available, then first uninstall that version and then clear the cache and then restart it and then install it once again. And if you are specific for a version, then only you can take this. Okay. That means I don't think so like nobody is specific, let's say go with Angular 13 or 14, so that no need to worry about that. Okay, yeah, any version you can go, but if you wanted to specify, give that version something like this. If you can write that, then automatically it will get work. And to check the version ng version and to create an application, I used a command ng new, and the next one is going to be the application name. Now here, the name of that application can be anything, guys, but don't start with like, new hyphen application. Don't give the hyphens at the time of creating. It allows you, we need to remove like, set some setting. There are some strict rules are available. And if you can stop that, then it will allows you to create. But application name should not contain like, the hyphens. It should be a proper name that has to be given. If you can give like that, then it will create. Otherwise, sometimes it might throw an error. Just to give like, application name with a proper convention. That is the one. And the routing, I hope you know, and style sheet is going to be CSS. And after that, if you wanted to run that application, we have a command that is ngs-o or ngserve or ngserve -- open you can give. Like that you can give the command, then automatically it get works. Now yesterday I have told you the execution process also. Whenever the application is getting started, the first file it get execute is what? Main.ts. From the main.ts, the next thing is going to be what? Next thing is going to be what? App.module.ts file will be called. And after that, very good. We have what? App.component.ts would be called. And after that, very good. That means at the time of like, let's say, calling this app component.ts file, it internally calls what? App.component.html And finally, this HTML is going to be injected in the index.html that what we are having. Now the time when a index.html is executed, then final output will be displayed to the user. Now yesterday somebody is asking me a question, Srikanth, I used AppRoot. Let me execute this once. Now you see ngs -o I can give, where S stands for the serve, -o stands for open with the default browser. Right now my default browser, I guess Chrome or Edge, I'm not sure. Whatever the default browser you are having in your mission, there it will get automatically open. Okay. And second thing, programmatically someone asked me, Srikanth, I copied for one and I have given for one more time. Am I able to see that output for twice here? Now you can see, if I right click and go to that inspect, now here you can see it in the console window. Okay, sorry, element section. If we can go to the body and we have that AppRoot, and this AppRoot is going to be ignored here. Understand? We can use it for multiple times, but at the time of bootstrapping the element, now I am bootstrapping app component, right? There we can give it only for one time. But same thing in a different component we can do. Still we haven't discussed more about the component. I can't show you the right example for that. But here it is not showing you, but there are couple of places. If you can use the same thing in there, then automatically it works. You don't need to worry about it. Same components you can use it for, not even for one time, any number of times that we can use it. Don't need to worry about that as well. Okay, it is possible, but not in the component that is going to be bootstrap. Here I am bootstrapping app component. Bootstrapping means initialization, and that has to be done only for one time. That is the reason we are not getting here. Clear na? Just do remember that. Right. And we have seen the folder structures also. And as the part of it, you see that time when I open, these two are created again. See, yesterday I deleted it, but again it was recreated. It's all about the cache mechanism. It's all about cache. When you run that application, then automatically it create, but we don't need these two, Angular, and there would be another file that is a VS Code related file is going to be created. Please ignore them. It is not required at all. Now the next one is going to be what we are having, node module. What is the purpose of the node module here? What is the purpose of node module? Tell me, what is the purpose of node module here? Good. What is the purpose? Right, very good. A node module will contain the list of packages that are used to build that application. Okay, whenever if you wanted to build that application, then at that time, the node modules will helpful to build that application. And then also we are going to execute that application with the help of node modules that are available. That is the main purpose of the node module that what we are having. And the second thing is going to be, we have that SRC folder. SRC is nothing but the source code folder. And there we have a folder with the name app. And here only our complete development is going to be happen. And the next one is going to be, we have that assets are available. Assets is going to be used for what purpose? What is the purpose of that assets? Tell me. Very good. The assets folder is going to be used for, very good. That means which is used to maintain the static files. Whenever if you wanted to maintain any kind of images, there you can go with the assets folder. And the next one, favorite icon. And the next one, index.html I have explained. And styles.css. Okay, main is done. I hope till that we discussed. Now the next file is going to be styles.css. Now what is the purpose of this one is, whenever at application level, if you people wants to add a global styles, that means any website you can open, every website you can see we have like same font. I mean, not every website. In every website, every web page you can see they are maintaining some standards. Let's say common font size and a common font name that what we are having. Like that, there are some set of standards that what they are following. So those kind of standards, if you wanted to set, this is the place where you can do. That means one time if you can do it here, then automatically it will apply to whole that application wherever I write the HTML. I write the HTML in, let's say, 100 component. In all the 100 component, I wanted to add like some styles globally, then this is the place to write it over there. Clear na? That is what. Or else, let's say I wanted to use a bootstrap. I told you like I'll show you the integration of the bootstrap and the usage of the bootstrap also. If that is a case, you can include the bootstrap to here, so that automatically the bootstrap will be available across that application whenever a new component is going to be created also. So these are all the advantages that what you can get with the help of style.css. And the next thing is going to be, we have the editor config.cs is available. Now, what does it mean? Editor config is nothing but which is used to set the rules and regulations for the developers. That means, let's say in my project I have 4 people are there, 4 developers are there. If I ask them like, to implement 4 component, everybody they can implement by their own ideology, right? By their own standard they are implementing. But I just wanted to set some rules and regulation. Whenever if you are creating a variable name, then you should follow the camel casing. Whenever if the line is going to be, or else like length of the function is going to be too big, then divide that into sub function. Like that, if I specify some set of rules and regulation, then all the 4 developers has to follow that, right? But as a reviewer, I can't review them like, every time. I wanted to set some restrictions at where my Visual Studio Code level, what are the restrictions you can see? The character set is going to be UTF-8 and indent style is going to be the space. Indent size is going to be 2. Insert a final new line, true. And a trim trailing white space, true. All these are the rules and regulations that I have given. And the quotation type is going to be what? Single quotation. So this is the place where we supposed to provide the rules and the best practices that you can define it over there. Whenever they are violating it, you people will get the warning messages. Have you seen in your programs also, sometimes you are getting the warning messages, not that error. Because why you are getting that warning messages means you are violating the best practices. That means you are not follow the best practices in a proper way. That is the reason you will be getting yellow color warning messages. And where I can set that rules and restriction, editor config is the file which is provided, and you never work on this file until unless you get at least 10 years of experience. And these rules are completely set by the architect level. Architect level rules, all these are going to be, you never bother about it. But if you are not following that, then automatically it will give you a simple like, the warning message. Some people may ignore and some people may like, why you are getting the warning and fix it. Definitely they will give you also that kind of things. Okay. If it is like 1 or 2, we can ignore. But if it is more warning, then it is not a good practice even. Okay. Those rules and restriction that you can find it in editor config editor.config. Okay, editor config. Next one, git ignore is available. Git ignore is something like, I told you there is a Git, which is a source code management tool. Whenever if you are writing the code for today, today you have written like, the logic and everything is fine. And you need to commit those changes to the GitHub, right? Yes or no? GitHub is something like it's a source code management tool. Suppose if you do your work, then that will be available in your local system. Then how I come to know, as a technical lead, how I come to know whether you worked or not? I can't give you a pen drive and then ask you like, copy paste your code. because copying the code and pasting that with the help of pen drive is not going to be a good thing. So for that reason, to manage the source code, we have the source code management tools are available. SCM, source code management tools are available like GitHub, TFS, SVN, VSS, Visual Source Safe. Like that, we have many things are available. That's depend on the company. People might use like one tool, but mostly user tool as per the current industry is GitHub. That is the reason Visual Studio Code by default integrate the GitHub, and whenever if you are committing the code, if you are done with your work and commit the code, what are all the files are going to be ignored? Node modules has to be ignored. Why node modules has to be ignored? Because what is the size of the file? Yesterday we have seen it's around 250 MB, right? Approximately 200 to 250 MB of the file. Why should I upload it to the GitHub? Those who are required, they can install in their mission, right? They can install. Suppose I wanted to run this in my server, I can install it in the server. Why should I maintain that in the source code management tool? That is the reason what kind of applications we are going to ignore. You see, VS Code, the folder, Visual Studio Launcher.json, all these files. You can see these are not going to be uploaded in the GitHub. That is where you can see the name is going to be git ignore. Okay, when you are uploading the project to the GitHub, what are all the files and what are all the folder you are going to ignore. That you can specify it here, then automatically it will be ignored when you try to upload it in the server. And the next one here, you see angular.json. This file is used to maintain the configuration settings related to your Angular application. Now you see here, if you can observe that whenever I'm creating a project, what is my project name? See there, I created a project with that name only, right? My first app. And at the same time, what is the source code folder? What is the source code folder? You see there, SRC or not? And you see what prefix is required for us. App is the prefix. That is the reason if we can see it in the index.html, we use app-root, right? So app is the default prefix. So, and like that, you see what is that output path? What is the index file? What would be that index? Index.html. Srikanth, can I modify this one? Yes, you can modify because it is editable format. And Angular is going to be an open source project. Okay, Angular or React, any client side you can take, which is completely an open source. That means we can do our customization. Now, generally, when I created a component, the selectors are created with app hyphen. But I don't want to give app. Instead of that, I'm giving my company name. Understand? I wanted to give my company name. Why should I go with app always? Then this is the place where you can change. Or else, let's say I just wanted to create my source root folder with a different name instead of SRC. Here you can specify and then create. Or else, let's say you see, I don't want to go with index.html as the starter. I wanted to give welcome.html. Yes, you can give it over here. And main.ts. And you see assets, favorite icon, which folder, and styles related where I can specify, script related where I can specify, and if it is going to be the production environment, like how it is going to be, and if it is the development environment, what are the rules and regulation or what are the configurations, how we can do, and if it is, you see, if you wanted to run in production, what command and everything that can be available here. Understand? So angular.json is a configuration file where you can configure the setting for your Angular application. And as I told you, all these files are not going to be really not need for you, because like you never work on like, configuration level until unless you have the complete hands-on experience on your project. you never worked on these kind of setting files, the configuration related files. Because like, it's not something that like, it's, I told you like many times, again, I'm telling you, here we are learning only that example. There we are developing the application which is used by the real-time users. If you are doing like, if you are play around with this kind of configuration, then that will be impact on the business. Okay, because like I have like many experiences like that. We recruited a guy who is a tester. Okay, and we have a configuration tree. In that configuration, like we have like a lot of endpoints are defined. That means if the request is coming from, let's say, USA, then route it to the USA customer care support. If the request coming from, let's say, Germany, then go into the Spanish. Like that, we have around like, 200 and plus requests that what we have made. And all those are going to be configured something like this. And while we giving a KT, we have given all the permissions to him. And I asked him like, don't play anything with the production server, play with like, the FET, that is the test server, so that it will be good. Knowingly, unknowingly, what he has done, he copied all the configuration from the FET to the production. FET means like the test environment configuration, he uploaded into the production. Just because of that reason, we lost around, the company loss is around, I guess, 17 lakhs. 17 lakhs at that time, that particular time period. They posted like a big message, big email. Why you guys are doing such kind of idiot things? He is a fresher, then why you are giving the permission? That is like, the real-time application impact. That is where unnecessary, don't modify anything with respect to the configuration, even though you have like, the server access. But definitely you will not get the server access very initial days. But even though if you are having, maybe after 1 year or 2 years, if they trust you, they definitely give you like, the server access. Don't play around with that servers. Okay. And the same thing you should remember with respect to the configuration files also. Okay. Here you can play. That's up to you. Whatever you want to do, you can do here. But like, there like you don't do any, don't do anything. Now the next one is going to be, I'll explain you about package.log. The next one is going to be package.json, right? Now package.json will contain what are all the packages we have installed in our application in order to build that up, the Angular application. I'll tell you, wait. Okay. So that means here you can see Angular/animations are available, and Angular/common is the library. And what is the version of the package here? It's 16.0.0. That means all these are the packages that are required to build that Angular application and to run that Angular application. And particularly to develop that Angular application, we have another set of packages. Those are what we call it as dev dependencies are available. That means these are mandatory to have in all the cases. That means whenever if you are doing the development, whenever if you are doing, let's say, a testing, whenever if you are doing, let's say, what I can say, build, whenever if you wanted to run that application, these packages are going to be mandatory for us. But only at the time of like, development. That means while I'm writing the code, I need to have like few packages support, and that support is available over here. Dev dependencies. At the time of development, what are all the packages are needs to be available for your application, that you can find it here. TypeScript is required. Karma is the package which is used. Karma and Jasmine both are used to perform the unit testing. Okay, that is a unit testing framework. And also we have that Angular compiler CLI, Angular CLI, and Angular development kit. All these are the packages that are going to be available in the dev dependency. Only these are required for what? Development purpose. But above packages that are available, these are all required for what? In all the phases of the development. Either it is development or it is testing or it is execution, we need to have all this package, and package.json will maintain a registry. That means whenever I install a new package, I use that package and it is working perfectly fine. That package will be downloaded in a folder that is node module. Okay, node module. Suppose let's say at this moment, what I want to do, I'm going to download a package that is, let's say Bootstrap I'm going to download. Now, right now you can see when I go to my node modules folder and you can search for Bootstrap. Did you find anything here? See there. Did you find any Bootstrap here? If you, let's say, I'll be giving, let's have the Bootstrap. Do you find anything here? No elements found. That means any package that you are going to install, by default that comes under the node module only, because we installed through the npm. Now I wanted to install. So how I can npm install what package? Bootstrap I can give. Okay, npm install Bootstrap. When I type OK, there you can see it is taking like, hardly 1 to 2 seconds. Right, it is done. Now you can search for that. Now I am just searching for the Bootstrap. Now you see, am I able to get that or not? That means every package that you downloaded, that automatically comes to the node module. But just now I told you, whenever if you are giving the code from one environment to another environment, we never send this node modules folder, right? Yes or no? Suppose today I developed something and I wanted to hand over my project to you. I don't want to give you the node module. Then how you come to know that which packages are used to build this application? How you come to know? We should maintain some registry, right? Suppose I wanted to see like who are all the people coming to the classes. Then what I can do? I can get the data which is available outside. The thumb impression data I can get. Based upon that, I come to know that, okay, these guys are coming to the session. Same way, at the time of doing the development, we supposed to download many packages from that npm. And who will take care the responsibility of registering those packages? For that reason, we have what? Package.json. That means the time once if I see that, I come to know that, okay, what are all the packages? Just now you see, I downloaded the Bootstrap. Now you can see Bootstrap 5.3.0. Is it registered here or not? Because that package is required for me. Understand? So that is all about the package.json. And the next one is going to be package-lock.json. This is having the metadata information about the packages. Metadata in the sense, now let's say I'll be searching for, I'm giving, let's say Bootstrap if I'm using. Okay, Bootstrap if I'm using. Now you see node modules, under that we have the Bootstrap or not? And which version it is going to be, and from where it was downloaded. You see registry.npmjs.org, because I have installed the Bootstrap through that npm command, npm install Bootstrap I use, so that it will download from the npm only. You can see there, if I try to open npm.js, and you can see and then click on OK. Now you can see that we will be having a Bootstrap package or not? Yes or no? Tell me. We have a Bootstrap package which is available here. Which is available here. That means from which path it was downloaded, and each and everything that you can find it in the package-lock.json. That means it contains what? The registry. That means the metadata. Simply I can say data about the data that what we are having. Understood? That means where it is going to be. Everything is available under the package-lock.json. And the next file is going to be readme. Readme you can ignore, because just you see it gives you, I mean, even if you in your case also, after development you wanted to give some special instructions to the people, that you can write it. You can see run ng for a dev server, navigate to the localhost 4200. The application will automatically reload if you change any source file. And the code scaffolding and build. How to build it? See there, ng build is the command. How to test it? Ng test. And ng E2E, end-to-end test cases, E2E test case. And for any further help, you can check with anglerio.cli is the website. Just it's all about like, some description about your project that can be maintained in the readme.md file. Okay, readme.md is the file. There you can find it over there. That is how it is. And the next one is going to be, you see, we have like couple of files are available and those files are related to the TypeScript configurations. Now you can see what would be the main what would be the main file and what files has to be included. All those are settings that you can find it here. That means the strict rules, do I need to follow it or not? And at the same time, like how it is going to be, the declaration is required or not. Okay. All those things that you can find it over here. Okay. That is the main reason where we have it over there. And the next one, same thing, specifications, where you can like, maintain what are the test cases. Specification stands for unit testing. Okay, what are the files that are related to the specification? Generally, I use the Jasmine and Karma. That is a framework, that is an inbuilt framework which was provided by the Angular team. I use the same thing so that I can go with Jasmine over there. So this is how it is going to be. Jasmine over there. So all these three files are related to the TypeScript and these two are used to maintain the the registry for your packages that are downloaded, and angular.json, which is used to maintain application level configuration. And the next one, editor config, will be used to provide the basic coding standards, and src is the folder where you can write the code, and the node modules is the folder where you can install like, any third party package, or where you can use the packages that are provided. And then we have that Angular. No need to worry about it. It's a cache file. You can see here. There you can mention it also. You may not get this file in your real time. That is completely removed. These are the files and folders. I have a complete notes for that. I'll give you the notes for this one also. Each and every folder, what it will do, and what is the purpose of the folder, and what is the purpose of the file, that I can explain you in detail. Don't need to worry. Okay, I'll give you a theory part of that one. Any questions here so far? Right. One guy is asking me a question that, Shrikant, what is Zone.js is available? I hope he has seen maybe in package, right? Zone.js. Each package is having its own specification. Okay, Anil is the guy. Each package is having its own specification, guys. Zone.js, what it will do is, whenever, let's say, right now my application is not running here, right? Application I'm not running here. Suppose, let's say, I'll be giving ngs-o if I'm writing. Now that application is executing or not? Tell me. And we are able to see that output also. You can see that output here. My first app, right now it is running. Now what I want to do here is, suppose let's say I'll go to my application under that src folder, under that app folder, I'll go to my HTML and I'm just doing a modification that I'll be writing h5 and I'm writing my name over there. Okay, I'm writing my name over there and save this application. Okay, save this application. I have written my name and save this application. Immediately you can see, am I able to get those changes or not? Yes or no? How it is able to identify means, for that reason, zone.js will be helpful. Even you can set sheet here. Let's say zone.js file in Angular. You can go there. Zone helps the Angular know when to trigger the change detection. Let the developer focus on the application development. That means if this change is not detected and if I'm not getting an output, I write, let's say 100 lines of the code, and later if I run that application, if I'm not getting that output, then these 100 lines of code is waste only, right? Yes or no? That means for every change that you people have made, you wanted to see that output. Okay, for every change you made, suppose let's say in place of like H5, I'm just adding a style over there, and I just wanted to write text align as going to be center. Now, if you can see the output, am I able to see that immediately or not? Change detection, whatever the change you people have implemented, that change detection you can get it in your browser also. That is going to be taken care by a JavaScript package. That is what we call it as a zone.js. Okay, zone.js is going to be. Understood now? Who asked? Venu. Venu, who asked this question? Okay, Anil. Anil, is it clear? No. Okay. So that is the main purpose. That means every package is having its own, like, important. We will see like one by one package, like how we are going to use. Don't need to worry. And the next thing is, okay, everyone is clear with the folder structures, right? Folder structure, file structure, and how to create the first application. Everyone is clear. Now it's time to understand about it's to learn about, like, I'll just add the folder structure for Angular. I think just give me a minute. Not this one. Give me 1 minute. I'll upload it here. I mean, I'll update the notes and then like I'll upload it later. Nah, nothing. My previous batch, anyhow, like I have written that much theory, definitely. So that is the reason. It's an Angular material still. Go fast. Array. Right. Now you see how to create that application. And yes, let me copy that and give it over here. Okay, the node modules folder, what it will do, and a tsconfig.json file, package.json. Like that, I have added many things that you can find it here. And at the same time, okay, now the next thing is going to be, this is what I'm trying to explain you right now. So creating the workspace, right? After the folder structure, the next one is going to be workspace culture. Creating workspace. I mean, all files are mandatory to create that Angular. Yes. I mean, we can create it in a one file and we can do the customization also, but that is not a good programming practice. Okay. Please show working, sir. What working? Prashant, what is your question? I am not getting. Okay. Now you see workspace. What is the workspace and what is the need of the workspace? Let's say I have a requirement. I'm having like, in my company, uh, please show the working project. I'm doing that only, right? Still it is working only. Okay, I'll show you. Wait. Now you see, if you are working on like in a company, and definitely like, every company is having their own projects. They have like, multiple projects. Suppose let's say I just wanted to maintain some consistency across all the projects that what I am building. So consistency in the sense, suppose let's say today I started an application where I'm having Angular 15. I started a project with Angular 15, and when I started a new project, then maybe after 1 year, then the new version will come. Definitely. It would be maybe Angular 18, but I don't want to go with that. I just wanted to use the packages that I used it in my previous project. Later, after 2 years, what I want to do? I wanted to go with the same packages only. That means projects are created, but we are maintaining the same version related file for the better consistency purpose, right? Yes or no? So to maintain like that in real time, we use the workspace environment. In Amirpet, like you never seen this kind of thing, but in real time, you can find the workspaces. What a workspace will do is, workspace will provide the consistency between the applications. Okay, between the application that we created in Angular. That means whenever if a new project is started, I don't want to take it from the latest one. Rather, whatever the dependencies I have used in my previous project, I'm going to build like, the whole project with that dependencies. And maintenance, I mean, it's mainly used for consistency purpose. That means it is mainly used for better consistency between the applications. That means it is only used it in the real time. Here it is not required. If you wanted to create that application, yesterday whatever the command I told you, ng new application name, you can go with that command every time. Okay, that is fine. But in practical environment, I'm telling you, one time only all those things would be doing, and the next next time onwards, it is not required to do again and again. So to maintain like that, we need to have the workspace configuration. How it is going to be? There is a command. What is the name of that? ng new, and the next one is going to be workspace name, and then we have no create application. Now go to the folder location where you people wants to open. Now I'll go to here. Angular 69 AM is the folder. Okay, I'll open my command prompt, and from here I'm going to run the command. What is the command? Tell me. ng stands for, very good, ng stands for Angular, and after that new is going to be the command, and the next thing is going to be, we have to give the workspace name. Now I am giving here my workspace name as going to be Angular projects, that what I can give. I'm just giving the workspace name is going to be what? Angular project, and I don't want to create an application. Right now what I am doing, I'm just creating an environment I'm creating. So when I say about yes, then it might take a minute, okay, to install all the node module. Now this is the step where I have installed the node modules over here. Now you can see it is taken some time. That's depend on your system and internet. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you please ask me. Okay, it's done. Okay. Now you see the packages are installed. You can open that here, Angular project. Now what is missing here? You can observe that what is missing here. Which folder? You can see you can just check this. Which folder is missing here? Only one folder, that is what? SRC folder. That is the source code folder. Because I haven't created the application, right? That is the reason where it is missing over here. Just I am creating what? A workspace here. I am just creating a workspace. Now what I want to do? I wanted to create an application. The first thing that what we are going to learn as the part of the Angular is going to be components. So that what I want to do, I wanted to create my project with the name components demo. So how to create it? Then you can use ng, okay, application. I forgot that command again. Okay, sorry. Ng generate is available. And what you wanted to generate? Application, that what I wanted to generate, and give the name of that application. I just wanted to give components demo is my application, that what I wanted to have. So tell me what is the command? Ng stands for Angular, G stands for generate, and then what you wanted to generate? I wanted to generate a new project, that is that application. And what is the name of the project? Here it is components demo, and say okay. There you can see this command. Okay, now what is that issue? You can see this. The strange thing, yesterday someone is getting this issue, that is also posted. If you can ask, like, just to copy this, no need to type also. You copy this, paste it in Google, Google will give you answer. I am not good, right? I have like all those answers in my brain. I don't want to use my brain that much because I have many things. So this command is not available when running the Angular CLI outside the workspace. Why we are having this one? Because whenever if you wanted to create any kind of Angular element, I told you that we must and should have the node folder, and that is mandatory. But right now, Angular 16.9 AM is the folder right now we are. Do you find any node module folder in that? See that? Angular 16.9 AM. Do we have the node modules folder? No. Where the node modules is available? Under the Angular project. So that we wanted to go one step above. Now what I can do? I'll be giving CD space. What is that? Angular projects, that what I can give. CD space Angular projects I can give. I am going a step here, and now you can write the command, same command. What is the command? Tell me. Ng generate. Very good. What I wanted to generate? Application. Okay, application. And the name of that application is what? Components demo, that what I am using. That time when I click on okay, now you see what happened. It is asking me what question? Would you like to add the routing or not? Say yes, and the CSS I wanted to add. Once if I click on okay, then you can see it is installing the project relevant packages. Those are the dev dependencies. We have dev dependencies, right? Those dependencies only will be loaded, and the node modules and everything, it was already loaded, right? So that is where creation of this application won't take much time, because it download, you see how much it is. It's around like, not even more than 3040. That means it's around 3 MB and 1 MB 4. And after that you see 5 MB and you see 23 MB. Yeah, it's mostly like, you see 30 MB is the maximum files it download. If I wanted to create a new project, then again 30 MB only, because node modules already created under the workspace, right? That is how, like, the workspace will work. Understand? Workspace is used to download the node modules for once, and the same module I can use it in my applications across, like any number of project you can create, and there you can use it. Now what I want to do, I'll be open my project over here. Now you see, I'll go to Angular projects only, go to the command, and here I am using code space dot. Now you see a projects folder would be created automatically, and there you see a folder with the name what? Components demo is created. And after that, you see there we have what files? src package.j, I mean tsconfig some file and tsconfig specification file. Only those files are created. Under that src, app folder and assets folders are going to be created. Now Srikanth, I wanted to create another project. Can I create it over there? Yes, you can. Any number you can. Now I wanted to create a new one. How I can do that? ng generate what I wanted to generate, application. The second concept I'm explaining it to you is data binding. Okay, data binding, so that I can give what? Data binding here. ng generate application, and what application it is? Data binding, and I click on OK. Then again it won't download like all the things. CSS format I'm using. Now you see ng generate application, and it is data binding. Now you can observe that how much time it is taken now. This time is more quick or not? Yes or no? Because we are not downloading 200 plus MB of the file. We are just downloading how much? It's 28 MB, maximum of 28 MB of the file. Because of that reason, you need not to worry about it. Now you see under the project folder, the second project is created. Now these two projects are having a common node module. Understand? Like this, in real time, even though you are working on different projects, they are maintaining a common infrastructure by maintaining with the workspaces. Not even this, even Java, .NET, anywhere you go, we have like, the workspaces which are set up completely at company level. Now here, as per that example, you can go normally, but just I'm telling you like Srikanth, I mean, maybe once you start, you might feel that Srikanth is not explained workspace. Here it is, everything is different. Nothing different. Coding is almost same. The only is environment. Set up the environment is different. And some companies, they are following this one. And some companies, they created that application that I have explained yesterday, whatever I have explained. Both are fine. Both are available and both are fine. Clear how to create the workspace? Are any doubts? Any doubts, please ask me. Any doubts? Don't worry. Ask me question, please. Any questions? Okay, shall I continue then? Very good. If node module different project, then we go with the first approach. If you wanted to maintain separately, go with first approach. If you wanted to maintain common, go with the current approach that we are having. In my company, mostly second approach is the one, because we have around 60 plus projects are there. 60 above only, not below. 60 plus projects are there. It's completely, I told you, it's a gambling company. Do you know what is mean by gambling? Betting. That is where salaries are good, no ration for them. Seriously, no ration for. Still in my company, we have openings. Many companies, they are firing. Still in my company, we have openings for .NET, Java, Angular with .NET, 7 years, 6 years like that. And the budget is also too good. 4 years of experience candidate is required. And HR told me the budget is 21 lakhs. 21 lakh is the budget. Yesterday, we selected a guy and we are ready to pay 17 lakh for him based on his current package. Current package is around 8 lakhs or something. We are ready to pay like, 17 lakhs. And HR, I mean, I thought of like giving that much because he is good person. I don't know, somewhere he got stuck for one company only for long time. That is where the package is less. And I interviewed and he got selected. That is where yesterday I went office again. I interviewed and he got selected. HR people called him like, what is your, how much you want? He said 13 lakhs. He said 13 lakhs only. Again, they called me, Shrikant, he is asking for 13, is it okay? Arey, you only told me that we have 21 lakh budget. He is asking 13 only, give it to him. And then, like my manager is also approved and he got 13. And unfortunately, the thing is, he is one of my friend's brother. And my friend called me and asked me like, your company is giving more package. Just now, my brother was done with the interview and you are also the part of the interview panel. Now I came to know, evening he called me. If he knows me, he would have to call me like, at least before, because we have 21 lakh budget. He's asking only 13 lakh and offer letter was also released. That is how. Okay. That is the importance of gambling companies. Product based companies are good now. Service based, we have some issues. I'm working in a product based. Okay, leave about. Now coming back to here. Now this is that environment that what I am following it in my application. That is where I'm explaining both. Whatever like you wanted to follow, you can. That's up to you. Now here, the very first thing when it comes to the Angular is going to be, okay, the first I'll write like how to create a workspace. To create a workspace, we use a command. What command has to be used? Tell me, ng. I'm asking about creating the workspace. ng new. Okay, ng new is the command. Okay, and then what we wanted to create? Workspace name. Okay, workspace I wanted to create. 1 second. I maybe missed. Okay, ng new, correct only. Workspace name has to be, anyhow, I'll copy. Shrikant, how you remember all those things? I never remember. I'll copy paste. Why should we remember? We have Google. If I wanted to create a workspace, then straight away I'll open the Google. Okay, creating workspace. Okay, in Angular. Workspace in Angular, if I'll be using workspace and folder structure, I have like this. And from here, what I can do, I'll copy the command. Just I'll go to here, ng new workspace. Okay, done. Copy. And then open the command prompt and paste it. Done. Why should we remember? It is not required, but at least minimum level, you will be getting automatically when you're doing the practice. Until unless if you read that, you will not get anything. Once you hands on, I remember a couple of commands here, right? How I remember means I'm practicing it. That is the reason I'm able to see. Otherwise, I can't, I don't know that. Sometimes like I forget. So what I can do, I'll ask the Google. That is what like, you have it here. Don't depend on someone like, to get clarify your doubts. Okay. Next you see ng new and the workspace name. And here it is going to be no create application. And after that, the next command is going to be ng generate is the one. And the next one is going to be what we wanted to generate. What we wanted to generate? Application. And the name of that application can be anything. Let's say application name I can give. And the further steps, I hope you know that already. That means select the routing mechanism or not. Okay, routing is nothing but the path or else navigation within that application. That is what we call it as a routing. Okay, that is what we call it as a routing. And we will see like how it works later, not at this moment, because we need to understand first how to work with Angular elements. We have some list of elements are available. First, we need to have an idea about that. Then only we can understand the routing mechanism. Why I'm explaining this means yesterday, Somebody is asking me a question, Shrikant, what is routing? If I say routing right away, then you can't understand that. It is time waste process. That is only the reason for a couple of questions I'm skipping. It's not like, I'm not looking into it or I'm ignoring. This is not the right time to explain. Because if whatever you're learning, if you can learn in a flow, then it will be easy for you to adapt. Instead of doing that, if I explain like one concept now, another concept like irregular, if I'm explaining it to you, then you people will get definitely the confusion. That is the reason few questions I am skipping, but don't think that I'm ignoring. I'm following that question. That is where zone.js is the question somebody is asking me. He asked me like at the beginning, but I saw that and I answered after completion of all the application structure because it is disturbing that if I'm explaining. That is only the reason. Okay. Don't think like that. Now, what are the angular elements are available? Angular elements. Angular elements. That means what are the pillars of angular? Now you see, let me open my Google and angular architecture. Architecture diagram, if I'll try to open, now you can go to the angular.io website and here you can see we have an image. This is that image that what we are having. See there. This is the image right now. They provided, the Angular team is provided an image something like this. Now what it exactly, we are going to understand all those things, what exactly it is going to be. Generally, every Angular application you can take, which is going to be constructed with the help of a component. Now, what is a component? A component is nothing but a reusable user interface. A reusable user interface which consists of business logic. That means if I create a user interface with HTML and CSS, that is a static page, right? But I told you very clearly that Angular is not only used to build the static page, but also we can build the dynamic pages. How we can make it dynamic? How I can make a dynamic web page? By adding the JavaScript only, right? Yes or no? Tell me. You know the static pages and dynamic pages. Static pages means what? Whenever user sends a request, if you are having the same page for all the user, that is a static page. Am I right? Login pages you can take. If I send a request www.facebook.com, I am getting the login page. That is a static page. You people also getting the same thing. If I am giving the username and password and enter, then what happen internally? It takes you to the database directly and then perform the verification and then your data and construct the home page with your data, right? There, whatever the home page you are getting, really, that is different for you and for me also. And for even for your friend also, everybody it is unique one because that data is completely relevant to you only, right? That is what we call it as a dynamic web page. That is we call it as a dynamic web page. To make it dynamic in front end, we must have to include what? JavaScript, because front end three techniques. What are the HTML, CSS, JavaScript? HTML and CSS both are used in the static web page. To make it dynamic, we include what? The third one, JavaScript. That is when it comes to the component, every component is having template and then we have the component. And here we have the program and here we have what? Markup. That is the HTML, hypertext markup language. The text what you have inside the square bracket, I mean less than and greater than bracket, that is what we call it as markup. Clear these two? Yes or no? That means we have the component which contains the logic and we have the template. Now you see, component to the template we share the data and the template to the component we share the data. For use mechanism here it is binding. That is what we call it as data binding. Either it property binding and event binding. Initially they released this diagram, but now we have like around 5 to 6 different type of bindings are there in Angular 15. Okay, but still the architecture is same. Architecture is same. Initial architecture is this one only. Don't need to worry. So this is how it is going to be. Now I have a question. How a component come to know that this HTML is for this component or this component is for this HTML? How it is going to be understand? That means we need to have some space or some place where you need to configure. Okay, if user has invoked this component, then execute this HTML. If this HTML is executing means this component is going to be executed. Like that, we should have a relation in between them, right? That relation, what we call it as a metadata. Now you can see in this project, I have components demo, SRC. We have a component that is app.component.ts is available, right? If you open that, there you see we have template URL. Am I able to see that HTML or not? That means when user executes that app component, then execute what? This HTML. That is what all about. And this is what we call it as a metadata. Clear na? So component we know and the template we know, and how the relation is going to be with the help of metadata that we provided. And then if you wanted to share the data in between, we use the data binding mechanism. And after that, you see, additionally, we are having what? Directives. So what is the purpose of the directive? The directive which is going to be used to change the behavior and to change the structure. That means, let's say I have a requirement. I'm having a component. My component is having 100 JSON objects are available. Each JSON object I wanted to display it in one table row. Then how many rows has to be created? How many rows? I have 100 JSON object. I want to display in a table. Then if it is 100, then 100 TR tags has to be created, right? Okay, this is static data, then it is okay. I can write like that. Suppose I'm getting the data from that APIs. I'm getting the data from different data sources. If that is a case, do you have any guarantee that how many records we are getting? We don't have. Definitely we don't have. Tell me like how many transactions you have made like in your bank statement for this month. Because that is maintained by you only, right? Now you also don't have the clarity. Then how I remember that, okay, this API will give 10 record, this API will give 200 record. I can't remember. Then I need to generate this TR tag based on the number of items that I'm getting, right? Then who will take care of that? That is going to be taken care by the directive. A directive is an angular element which is used to manipulate the DOM, manipulate the HTML by adding or by removing. Understand? Such kind of things, if you wanted to do that, then we need to have the directive. And these directives are integrated in the template. That is in the component only. In the component template, it is getting integrated. Now clear these three? Up to here, do you have any questions, guys? Tell me. Right? Up to here, everything is clear, right? Now, from where I can get the data? In real time, we get the data from the services, right? In real time, we get the data from the services. Now, that service, what we call it as here in Angular as an injector. Okay, that means we get the data either from the Java API or from the .NET API or from the PHP or from the Python. It doesn't matter what backend they are using. We need the data. That is what an Angular is expecting. I need the data. How I can get the data? For that reason, we use what? Services. And in Angular terminology, that service is nothing but what? Injector. Now get the data, giving it to the component. Component will share the data to template, and template is having the data. That data, by using the directive, I am displaying it. This is the whole structure. Okay, this is the basic building block. Now, this is, let's say, for one, let's say I have 3 modules. Again, the same architecture is repeated or not? Yes or no? That means, let's say I wanted to build an application for Naresh IT. Yesterday I told you 3 things. Student is one, trainer is one, and admin is the another one. Now student data I'm getting from .NET application. This architecture I need to follow. And then second one is trainer data I'm getting from Java. I need to follow the same architecture. Then how I can differentiate the architecture? For that reason, we have what? Modules are available. For that reason only we have what? Modules are available. Modules are mainly used for what? To improve the modularity for your application. Whenever if you wanted to create a systematic application, understand, a proper systematic application, then it should be always having the modules. Because I started an application without having the modularity. I started an application without having the modularity. After 4 years, then the components are going to be 300 to 400 components. Suddenly, if something is happened, then I asked you, Srikanth, just to check, like, student marks component is not working, or else student marks are not displaying. Then again, I need to verify all the components that I have created, right? Instead of doing that, if I created that component inside a separate module, so that I straight away go there and I can verify it. Yes or no? Here, like, we have a combination of .NET and Java people. Okay, if I ask, like, if I wanted to identify a particular person who is from Java and who is from .NET, it is difficult for me. Instead of doing that, if I keep you guys in a different room, Java people in one room, .NET people in one room, then it will be very easy for that identification, right? Yes or no? That is what the modularity in the real time. Now, every architecture you can take, which is the part of a module, definitely. That is where Angular application by default is having one module. That is what we call it as a app module. Okay, by default we have a module. That is what app module is available. Now, that is what they are explaining. That means we get the data from the component. And this component data, I am displaying it in the template, and at the time of playing that in the template, I use the directives in order to display it in a proper way. Understand? With the reusability, just give me 1 minute, please. Hello. Now you see, can I call the template is the combination of, yes, it is the component only. I'll explain you in detail the component on Monday. Because today I want to show you a simple architectural diagram and workspace how to create, and a combination of, completing all the folder structure. Okay, so this is all about. That means we get the data from the service, and component will share the data to the template, and template will use the directive and then works. So this is all about the Angular architecture. Monday onwards we'll start the Angular application development. But for now, today I posted all the TypeScript, guys. Okay, we are not writing any rocket science application. We are building. Don't make it more complex. Anything, whatever you're learning, that is simple only. But subjects means because you are not practicing, have 90% of attendance, 90% of academic score. I am the best example for that. I'm a good student. I completed my BTech in 5 years. Seriously, because of the drawing subject, it took me 5 years for me to complete. M1 is also done at 4th year. When I was at 4th year, I completed my M1. That is which year subject? First year. Yeah. Okay. Don't think like that. It doesn't matter that what percentage, what academic score you have. It doesn't matter. It's all about your right now. If you practice in a proper way, definitely that gives you good results. Okay. Just be prepared the TypeScript and come on time. Monday we'll kick start with component development. That's it for the day. Thank you and have a nice weekend. Yes, online guys, any questions, please? Branch plans, please send Google Classroom. For online team, if you have any question, just please ask me. Tanu, actually, the injector is going to be nothing but you get the data from the APIs, right? And once you're getting the data, that APIs are going to be injected or else used in the services. And that service is going to be used it in our component, and that process, what we call it as injection, dependency injection. I'll explain you about this concept there. Don't worry. What notes? It was there in the drive only. No. Yeah, that, see, just check, open that. The link that I have provided, just open. I'm pasting you, just give me a minute. In that folder only, you can find the notes. Video, I'm not sure on that. Really, I don't have that. Just check with the admin. I don't think so they provided the videos. I don't think so, for sure. They provided only like, this one, normal. There is no video lectures, I guess. No, you have to unrar it. Otherwise you cannot. You must have to unrar and then only. Just ask like Venu and Japanuntaru. Just check with him. He will provide. The Google Drive link, I don't have it handy. Check with Venu, he will provide you. Yes, tell me please. అది అర్థమైంది. అది లైట్ తీసుకోండి, ఏం కాదు. అదేంటంటే ఏం కాదు, నో అయిన పర్లా, ఎస్ అయిన పర్లా. అదేంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు బిల్డ్ చేసే అప్లికేషన్ అనేది యాంగులర్ అప్లికేషన్ కదా, వాడు నాకు తెలిసి గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ దాన్ని కొంచెం లైసెన్స్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నా. అందుకని చెప్పిననే మనం ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు బిల్డ్ చేస్తున్న అప్లికేషన్ లో నువ్వు పాలసీస్ అన్ని చదివేవా లేదా? మనకి ఏదైనా సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనకి లాస్ట్ లో ఒకటి వచ్చింది, accept terms and conditions is the one, right? If you can say yes, then only it will get installed. Like that they wanted to create, but it's ignored. Just you can say yes or no, nothing will happen. Venu is that admin. I don't. Yes. Internet. నువ్వు సేవ్ చేయట్లేదు అయితే. విజువల్ స్టూడియోలో టైప్ చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ రావట్లేదు అంటున్నావు, అదే కదా? విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ నేను ఆటో సేవ్ పెట్టుకున్నాను. జస్ట్ సింపుల్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫోల్డర్ తీసుకున్నాం, ఏదో ఫోల్డర్ తీసుకో. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ లెట్సే ఇది వచ్చింది నీకు, ఇట్లా ఇట్లా ఉందనుకో. ఒకవేళ నీకేమైందంటే నువ్వు టైప్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నీకు డాట్ వచ్చింది, డాట్ వస్తుంది. నువ్వు అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ సేవ్ దిస్ దెన్ యూ కాంట్ గెట్ ఎనీథింగ్. అందుకని చెప్పి ఏం చేస్తాం అంటే జస్ట్ గో టు ద ఫైల్ సెక్షన్, ఆటో సేవ్ ఈస్ దేర్, సెలెక్టెడ్, అంతే. ఆటోమేటిక్ వచ్చేస్తుంది.
make a project like made a project, and on the project user ID is there for registration. I give a user ID as a primary.
Okay.
Ask me like access and handling like customer access and handling.
Charge
user
regarding
ID is set, then for me that is user ID is already existing. He asked me, is it access and handling or validation?
It's a validation only, not exception handling. Why it is not exception handling is that is the requirement itself says you have a primary key, right? Primary key is there. Primary key means what? Which should not allow the duplicate and which should not allow null. So you yourself is writing that, stating that like I am maintaining this. So if user is adding like with the same, then throw me an error. That is what it's not comes under that exception handling, but we may consider that also, but in special cases. If you can throw the same thing through the catch block.
I did that.
Ah.
Right. Then I connect with the database and that is previously available. Then I use throw new